An all-new episode next Tuesday at 10/9 Central. And for more Cupid, go to AB.
In a speech today at Georgetown University, President Obama reminded Americans how hard he's working to turn our economy around. And the recession and mounting unemployment are sending many jobless Americans back to school. A local professor explains the growing trend. WBKO at 10 starts now.
From your Emmy Award-winning hometown news leader, this is WBKO at 10.
President Obama today is trying to remind Americans that he's still hard at work on fixing the economy. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Goebel. Gene Burke has the night off. Obama's being very careful to avoid sounding too optimistic or too gloomy about the road ahead. He knows his efforts are about to be judged when he marks 100 days in office this month. Dan Lothian reports in tonight's top story at 10.
Economic Crisis 101. President Obama reminded Americans how the freefall started.
It was caused by a perfect storm of irresponsibility and poor decision-making.
And what his administration has been doing to turn things around.
We've had no choice but to attack all fronts of our economic crisis simultaneously.
The president laid out what he called the pieces of the recovery puzzle: stimulus money, housing and auto plans, the bank bailout program, unfreezing credit markets. While Mr. Obama cautioned that the nation is not, quote, out of the woods just yet, he sounded cautiously optimistic.
From where we stand, for the very first time, we're beginning to see glimmers of hope. And beyond that, way off in the distance, we can see a vision of an America's future that is far different than our troubled economic past.
But the road to that destination is dotted with more hurdles. Retail sales numbers for the month of March were down more than 1%, worse than expected. At the same time, Hallmark announced it was reducing its workforce by 6 to 8% over the next 6 months. And John Deere plans to cut another 200 employees by fall.
We're not at the bottom, and we are going to see some ups and downs over the next couple of months. But the important point is that we don't see the steep declines that we were seeing towards the last quarter and then the first month or so of this year.
With this speech, senior aides say the president was trying to give Americans some optimism and remind them of the challenges that remain, laying out for them, quote, where we've been, where we are, and what lies ahead. Today's tough economy is causing many who are unemployed to head back to school. The coordinator of WKU's MBA program, Dr. Bob Hatfield, says nationally, MBA enrollment applications are up nearly 18%, and WKU is seeing a healthy jump as well. Hatfield says right now the recession is causing students pursuing a master's in business to lose their jobs or is keeping them from promotions or raises.
The economy never just does this and goes up and up and up and up endlessly. We have what's called an economic cycle, and we are in the down cycle, and it's been up a long time. So we all knew it was coming down. We just didn't know when.
Hatfield says many MBA classes are full with students looking for a chance to separate themselves from the pack. The only thing as certain as death and taxes for some is procrastination. Fortunately, area officials are providing some last-minute tax tips. Millions of us rush to accountants as the deadline approaches and wait until the final day to file. There are as many excuses as there are taxpayers, but there's still help available for tax stragglers. Professional Tax Service here in Bowling Green offers some options for tomorrow's filing deadline.
They can go to a professional tax preparer like us. We'll be open all day tomorrow from 8 in the morning till 8 at night. They can file an extension. An extension is an automatic, no questions asked, 6-month extension of time to send in the paperwork.
Don't forget, for those of you liking until the last minute, Bowling Green post offices will not stay open late. But CD warehouses and store post office on Campbell Lane will remain open until 11:59 Wednesday night. Also scheduled on tax day are more than 17 Tea Party movement rallies throughout Kentucky. Citizens of all political stripes from around the Commonwealth have taken it upon themselves to organize Tea Party rallies on April 15th. Individuals upset about federal and state spending, government bailouts, and tax increases are coming together to rally against these actions. The Kentucky Club for Growth helped organize a Tea Party of more than 1,200 in Lexington March 21st. Each Tea Party is being planned and executed by individuals who have simply taken the initiative to do so. There is no coordinated organization.
Well, it sure was a gray, gloomy Tuesday. We've had the clouds lingering through the night. Along with that, some patchy drizzle, although that action too light to be detected. On First Alert Live, the radar knows significant rainfall expected tonight, but it is going to stay on the overcast side. Now, the cool side as well, with 47 the current reading in Bowling Green. Lots of folks checking in with 40s around the region tonight, including Cincy at 44, 46 even as far south as Memphis, Tennessee. Overnight lows will dip down into the lower 40s primarily, with 40 for Hodgenville, 41 your low tonight in both Munfordville and in Columbia, and low 40s pretty much the case out west as well, with 43 being tonight's low out in Russellville under cloudy skies. Going to have to hang in there a little while longer before some warmer temperatures return, along with some sunshine. We'll explain coming up with that 7-day.
The 2007 death of a man after he was arrested in Metcalfe County has resulted in a lawsuit against county officials, the sheriff, and the jailer. The lawsuit was filed by a representative of the estate of 31-year-old Charles David Fancher. Fancher was arrested in 2007 by 2 sheriff's deputies on various charges, but was unresponsive when he arrived at the Barron County Correction Center. He was taken to a hospital and pronounced dead. The lawsuit alleges Fancher's safety was not ensured. Attorneys for the county say all parties appropriately performed their job duties. Lexington police say warrants have been issued for 2 men a day after an officer was shot in the shoulder during a traffic stop. Lexington Police Sergeant Ann Gutierrez says officers are searching for 27-year-old Mark Anthony LeQuinn Buchanan and 26-year-old Jesse Lewis Mayberry. LeQuinn was wanted on charges of first-degree assault and fleeing and evading. Mayberry is being sought on similar charges. Police say LeQuinn shot 22-year-old officer Nicholas Whitcomb Monday, lodging a bullet in Whitcomb's shoulder. Surgeons at the University of Kentucky Hospital removed the bullet, and Whitcomb is recovering. Coming up, Senator John Kerry visits Pakistan, raising awareness about the need for ongoing aid to the conflicted region. And in a rare gesture to American politics, former Cuban dictator Fidel Castro makes a positive statement regarding President Obama's easing of travel restrictions to the communist country.
You're watching WBKO at 10 with Gene Burke, Sarah Goebel, Shane Hollandy, and James Brandenburg.
Want to be friends? We do.
At WBKO on Facebook, social networking provides instant updates
when it counts.
At WBKO on Facebook.
Nice place, huh, guys?
Kentucky Lottery.
Senator John Kerry was in Pakistan today. The chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee wants to increase non-military aid to the country, a vital U.S. ally in a perilous corner of the world. Islamic militants are exploiting widespread poverty there to tighten their grip. Nick Schifrin reports.
Khurshid has to feed 5 children on $1.50 a day. He's from Waziristan, the center of the militancy in Pakistan, one of the poorest parts of the country. I'm going to send some of my kids off to my brother-in-law, he says, but I don't see any future for them. It is that poverty that can draw young men to the militants, who often pay well. But Senator John Kerry, who wants to triple aid to Pakistan to undercut the pull of the Taliban, admitted today that Pakistan's tribal areas are too violent to develop now.
You've got to build the police and the security capacity, and then you can follow in with the efforts to assist the citizens.
So far, Pakistan's military has been unable to defeat the militants, and so the government signed a peace deal with them in the Swat Valley. That has allowed the Taliban to make inroads into formerly peaceful areas.
Pakistan itself is threatened by this insurgency, and the insurgency is slowly moving into the main parts of Pakistan.
Security has deteriorated inside Peshawar to the point where people who live around this city tell us that every time they come here, they say goodbye to their family as if it were the last time.
But Kerry says Pakistan hasn't realized the extent of the threat.
The urgency is greater than the response that we've seen thus far.
And so as the Taliban continues to gain strength, this country and the U.S. efforts in Afghanistan are increasingly at risk. Nick Schifrin, ABC News, Peshawar.
Fidel Castro says U.S. rules allowing unlimited family travel and remittances to the island are positive, although minimal. The 82-year-old ex-president saluted the U.S. rules changes announced by the Obama administration in a column posted on a government website Tuesday. But he wrote, "We need many others, including the elimination of the wet foot, dry foot policy. It allows Cubans fleeing the island who are apprehended on the high seas to be returned home, but those to U.S. territory can stay." Earlier, Castro wrote the changes did not go far enough. And today on our web channel, WBKO.com, we've been asking, should remittance and travel restrictions to Cuba be loosened? 42% of you say yes, while 58% of you say no. The International Atomic Energy Agency says North Korea is expelling its inspectors. North Korea has told the UN nuclear watchdog that it's reactivating all of its nuclear facilities. An IAEA statement today said North Korea has told inspectors to remove seals and cameras from the nuclear site and leave the country as quickly as possible. The moves reflect anger at UN Security Council criticism of the country's latest missile launch. Iran's official news agency reports President Mohammad Ahmadinejad says the country plans to launch another satellite. Today's report by IRNA quotes Ahmadinejad as saying, despite concerns in the West over the launch of Iran's first domestically made satellite in February, Iran plans to launch another satellite into space. This one will go higher than the previous satellite. There were no details about when the launch would happen. The first domestically made Iranian satellite ended its mission in late March after some 40 days in orbit. The captain and the crew of the U.S.-flagged cargo ship attacked by pirates have a big reunion in store. They will meet tomorrow in Kenya for the first time since Captain Richard Phillips was rescued. Meantime, ABC's Clayton Sandell reports the Somali pirates are already back to their old tricks.
After a night celebrating with beer and barbecue, the crew of the Maersk Alabama left the ship and checked into a Kenyan hotel.
Are you looking forward to seeing your captain? Do you think you'll see him here?
Yeah, I want to see my captain. I want to thank him for saving my life.
Back home, families with loved ones aboard are feeling relieved and lucky.
There's 200 other hostages being held, other seamen, with 200 other families that have endured what we've endured, and that can't be allowed to continue.
The ordeal may be over for the Alabama crew, but for others, it's just beginning. Overnight, pirates seized a Greek cargo ship. At least 2 more vessels were attacked today.
This is a tough area. It's a tough problem. It's a big area, over 1.1 million square miles, 4 times the size of the state of Texas, and it's a going business for the pirates.
A business President Obama wants to shut down.
We have to ensure that those who commit acts of piracy are held accountable for their crimes.
The Alabama's crew will soon meet up with their captain for the first time since Navy snipers killed the armed pirates holding Phillips with 3 precise shots.
What do you think about this whole story about the 3 sniper shots?
The American military is my heroes. They're phenomenal people.
Once reunited, the captain and crew will head back home and will have a meeting with President Obama. Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Burlington, Vermont.
After that reunion tomorrow, Captain Phillips and his crew will board the same plane home to rejoin their families on U.S. soil. It was another cool and cloudy day today, and tomorrow's looking about the same. Is a warm-up anywhere in our forecast? Shane will let you know, and weather coming up after the break.
Your local stocks of interest. Brought to you by Jason Claycomb of Raymond James Financial Services, South Central Kentucky's retirement headquarters.
Cost less with Bluegrass Cellular. Get our nationwide family plan with 950 minutes to share for just $49.95 a month. And save even more with our 99-cent spring phone specials. Bluegrass Cellular, where wireless works.
Everyday value menu, everything's $1 on there.
$1 on there, huh?
Look at that, that's
That is great. Looks like I might have to call the old man into service one more time.
General Washington,
yeah.
There he is.
General, you white-haired warrior, if I could press on you for one more thing, I sure would love a Junior Deluxe burger.
Great.
There he goes, across the Potomac, go over to the Sonic menu board.
All right.
The new everyday value menu at Sonic. Got $1? Then drive in for a variety of great food like a Junior Deluxe burger, or grab a Junior Fritos chili cheese wrap for just $1. Sonic's new everyday value menu. All this for $1 each.
We gave the C-Class high-strength steel reinforcements, improved aerodynamics, top and bottom, and 100 years of racing heritage only we can provide. You may not see all that went into making the C-Class, but you will feel it. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for a special offer through Mercedes-Benz Financial.
Hi, my name's Annette, and recently I played my 3 lucky numbers on the Kentucky Lottery's Evening Pick 3. And I won the top prize, $600. So I went out and I bought myself a slushy machine. I mean, it has grape and cherry flavors. Ow. Ooh. Rain free. Oh.
This spring, more lines cost less with Bluegrass Cellular. Get our nationwide family plan with 950 minutes to share for just $49.95 a month. And save even more with our 99-cent spring phone specials. Bluegrass Cellular, where wireless works.
We're going to need the jackets again tomorrow.
Yes, we are. Certainly not much of a day to write home about. We had lots of clouds, cool temperatures. They're going to persist for one more day, so hold on there, because by Thursday we're going to finally get some improvements in here, but not tomorrow. Looks like the clouds are going to hang around for a little while longer, and they've been doing just that tonight. 47 is the reading of the airport now. A west-northwest wind in here, light at 5. It's at least a little bit lighter than it was a little while ago when it was really adding a chill to the air outside, with the relative humidity now at 80%. We've also seen some patchy drizzle from time to time tonight. We may do that into the overnight too, or may see that, but not expecting anything significant as far as rainfall goes. 55 was the best we could do for a high, and that actually occurred very, very early this morning. Temperatures today hovered in the upper 40s to low 50s throughout the afternoon. 46 has been the low thus far. Only a trace of precip that occurred very early this morning in the form of light rain, and our monthly total now sits at 3.36. It's been a rather wet April thus far. I know a lot of folks would like to get some dry air in here. Certainly the farmers, too, as some planting is there for the doing, but it looks like we're going to have to wait about another day or so before the low clouds depart and things really begin to dry out. 52 in Evansville right now, 50 for Terre Haute, 56 the current reading in Nashville. It is 61. One of the warmer spots is to the east of us over in Somerset. At least those were highs today, and now we've got readings in the 40s this hour for Lexington, Louisville, 48 right now in Somerset. Now let's widen out the view, show you the radar satellite in motion. Clouds here really spinning around, an area of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere situated over Ohio tonight. Showers out ahead of that, which are now east of us. You can see them wrapping around into southern Michigan on this late hour on Tuesday night. Clouds, yeah, they extend all the way back into the Mississippi River before they clear up over Missouri and parts of Arkansas. That clearing line, even though it looks like it's only about a couple hundred miles away, is going to be very slow to push eastward in the next 24 hours or so, as this low is also going to be very slow to move out. So expect these clouds to stick around through much of our Wednesday. By late day, somewhat drier air trying to push in for the west may allow for some breaks in the cloud cover and enough to allow us to see some sunshine late day. Don't bank on a whole lot, though, especially if you live east of Bowling Green, with the cool conditions remaining tomorrow. Highs still only in the 50s, well below average for this time of year. By Thursday, high pressure finally builds in here from the Great Lakes, and that means a warm-up as abundant sunshine returns by that point. And we are looking A-OK right now in terms of weather for Friday, with the Hot Rods opener happening at the Bowling Green ballpark Friday night. Looking just fine for that at the moment. Cloudy skies and some patchy light drizzle will drop to 42 later on and then go to 55. That's it for the high tomorrow, with clouds especially early and into the early afternoon. May see some sun in here late, especially west of Bowling Green, but I think for all intents and purposes we'll have to wait until Thursday to get a fair amount of sun back in here. We'll climb to 68 there, 72 on Friday, and then mid-70s for Saturday. We're dry up through early Saturday afternoon, the way it appears right now. By Saturday evening, we're going to see shower and thunderstorm chances on the rise, and they will stay pretty likely into Sunday before that chance for rain begins to taper off by Monday night. And then cooler air arrives by early next week. Another round of upper 50s in here showing up at the tail end of the 7-day next Tuesday. Sarah?
Thank you, Shane. Visiting the Slugger Museum will be a little different now. A major renovation is taking visitors into a whole new ball game. The grand reopening of the renovation at the Slugger Museum and Factory was held today. The museum conducted years of research from visitors and other facilities to make the project possible. Visitors can now hold bats used by Mickey Mantle and other greats and see life-size mannequins of Ted Williams, Babe Ruth, and others. The new exhibits are now open to the public. Coming up, the Hilltoppers lose a player and another Sunbelt school gains a big-name coach. James has details in sports next.
This portion of the news brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Smart enough to make it simple.
We learned yesterday DJ Magley, Dejan Kvoro, and Uroš Komadinic won't be back for WKU basketball. And today we found out Newark, New Jersey forward David Lowry, who had committed to WKU, isn't coming to the Hill after all. His prep school coach Vincent Robinson told WBKO today Lowry will instead sign with Morehead State because of a perceived lack of continued interest from the Hilltoppers. And leaves WKU with just one unsigned commitment. That's Terrence Boyd, who can sign as early as tomorrow. And you probably know by now, Basketball Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas is the new head basketball coach at FIU. The story has shown a national spotlight on the Golden Panther program, something it's really never had before. Thomas didn't have much to say when arriving in Miami today, but he's still pretty happy to be back in the game after a failed stint as coach and president of the New York Knicks.
What was your initial reaction when Coach Garcia said, hey, why don't you come down here and be the coach?
We'll save all that for tomorrow. But
just happy to be here, Coach.
I am, and you know, I'm happy to be working with kids and back in the gym again.
The Hot Rods got back to winning last night at West Virginia, but they also took the first game of their opening series at Hickory and then lost 3 straight. They hope to avoid starting a similar streak tonight. To Appalachian Power Park we go in Charleston. Hot Rods doing well. Top of 1, Josue Pele. The passed ball allowed Anthony Scelfo to score 1-0 Bowling Green. Then it's Henry Wrigley, the single off the glove of Chase Denard. Tim Beckham would score, made it 2-0 Bowling Green. Now bottom of 4, Mike McCormick misplays the pop-up, officially a single for Bobby Spain. Calvin Anderson would score to cut it to 2-1. And then the Powers, Denard gonna double to right field. Quincy Lattimore would score tied at 2. Bowling Green falls to West Virginia 5-3. Those teams hook up again tomorrow morning. WKU baseball lost tonight as well, falling 7-4 at Austin Peay. The Toppers' last chance fell short when Chad Krager popped up with the bases loaded to end the WKU 8th. Matt Rice did extend his streak to 30 games, a hitting streak. He'll try for 31 when WKU visits Arkansas State for a 3-game series that starts on Friday. High school softball tonight. Bowling Green hosting Greenwood in a doubleheader. Lisa Correa's Lady Purples dropped game 1, but they were down just 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th in game 2. Greenwood started to open it up. Jessica Cunningham's pop-up double into left field, which scored Sarah Jordan and Keisha Wheeler, made it 3-0 Greenwood. 4-0 when Taylor Proctor's single would score Amy Hochstetler and Rayleigh Stone. 6-0 Gators. Then Michaela Atwell, the double to center field, deep to center field, all the way to the wall. Alexis Dean, Angela Adkins would score. It would be 8-0 Greenwood. Sweeps the doubleheader, 11-3 in game 2 after having won game 1, 6-0. Some other high school scores, softball-wise, Butler County a winner over Franklin Simpson, 4-2. Edmonson County a winner at Whitesville Trinity, 12-4. High school baseball, Warren Central an 11-0 win over Barron County in 6 innings. Shane Waldrop, a one-hitter. He struck out 15 for the Dragons in that one. Warren East a 5-1 winner over Monroe County, and Caverna a home win over Butler County, 6-3. The NFL season is still more than 4 months away, but Titans fans can officially begin marking their calendars with the release of the team schedule today. Tennessee on national TV 4 times. That starts with the season opener at defending Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh, September 10th. The second appearance in front of a nationwide audience is at home. It comes against division rival Indianapolis, October 11th. Now, in addition to visiting Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh, the Titans will host runner-up Arizona to wrap up the month of November. And the 4th national TV game comes Christmas night for the Titans. They'll host the ever-so-rare Friday night game with San Diego before ending the season at Seattle, January 3rd. WBKO 10 resumes right after this.
When it comes to local sports, pick up your copy of the Sporting Times for all your area sports information. Youth sports, where it all begins. This portion of the news is brought to you by BGMU.
furniture. It's carefree at Crabtree.
It's just another beautiful day here in Tree Hill, so gather up the kiddies and head outside. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thousands of families around the world trust Home Instead Senior Care to provide personal companionship for the ones they love.
She allows me to be up and about, whereas I would probably be in bed.
She's like family to me.
I just, every night I thank the Lord for the time that she walked in the front door.
Home Instead Senior Care can help your loved one stay in the place they call home.
Well, we knew a pretty good idea what we wanted, but we hadn't seen the samples in our own home.
The pricing and installation with Shop at Home Carpet was better. We compared his price versus other prices, and everything made sense at Shop at Home Carpet.
The store to your door, Shop at Home Carpet.
Crabtree furniture. It's carefree at Crabtree.
A meteorite that fell from space earlier this year has found a home in Kansas. Alana Rocha reports the Kansas Meteorite Museum is welcoming its latest edition.
Yep, this is our baby. Just incredible when you think about what this is.
Don Stimson knows the value of what he holds there in his hands.
You don't see that in anything man-made. It's it has to come from a fireball.
Stimson surrounds himself with meteorites he's collected and put on display at the Kansas Meteorite Museum in Haviland.
It boggles your mind that this rock just a few months ago was floating around in space, you know, farther than the moon, and who knows how far out it was.
His latest edition comes from Texas. Cameras captured the meteor falling near the town of West in February of this year. It's a rock Stimson says is believed to come from the asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars.
And every once in a while they're smashing into each other and releasing a piece, and then if the orbit changes so that it crosses Earth's orbit, it can fall, and if it makes it to the ground, it's a meteorite.
Often it's farmers who come across what falls to the ground. Many wind up selling those pieces to collectors like Stimson.
This little black rock was not afraid of the spotlight. It not only showed up on video here, it was one of the first to be tracked by radar.
The attraction for me is you know, knowing this came from deep space.
Stimson is keeping how much he paid for this attraction under wraps.
We'll just put it back in its little container for now.
And wait to find another space relic that falls from the sky.
Pretty cool. We'll be right back with one last look at your forecast.
Fast, fast, fast. HuntAuto.com and Fast Alert. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Fast Alert. All you need is an internet connection to get instant access to local and national radar, important late-breaking news alerts, and weather updates all on your desktop. HuntAuto.com. Search Hunt Ford Chrysler's large inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles available for immediate delivery. Get pre-approved for financing, payment estimate, and even schedule a test drive. Fast deals and fast information, all at the click of a mouse. With Fast Alert and HuntAuto.com.
At the law firm of Flora Templeton Stewart, when you have been injured in a car accident or need disability because you can't work, you need respect, compassion, understanding.
She's very caring, professional, warm, understanding.
A lawyer who cares about you, one who is committed.
She's caring, she's giving, she's committed, she's devoted. She's all the above.
Flora Templeton Stewart is an injury lawyer committed to clients and their needs.
Tonight, Lost Jorge Garcia finds Jimmy.
Hey! Ah!
Plus, Jimmy's got the latest contestant voted off dancing. Jimmy Kimmel Live, all new, late night tonight on ABC.
I need to sell my boat. Where's the best place that I can go? Soaky Shop. Sell your stuff at SoakyShop.com. Thanks, Soaky Shop.
He's a father.
Here's lunch.
Husband.
Oh, Carol, you do something new with your hair?
And friend. But mostly, he's just Jim. According to Jim.
Weekdays at 4:30 on WBKO Fox.
My favorite part of spring cleaning is logging my minutes at EnergizeBG.com.
We've got another cool day ahead of us.
Yeah, we're a long way from summer around here, that's for sure. We're in that time of year we have a lot of peaks and valleys. Right now, we are in a valley that is going to persist into Wednesday. Lots of clouds, too, hanging around through tomorrow afternoon, although we may work some sunshine in late day, especially west of Bowling Green. We'll need all we can get, though, to warm us to 55, still well below average tomorrow. Jacket weather for sure, and that's going to continue through tomorrow night, Sarah, as we drop to a low of 40 degrees.
All right, thank you, Shane. As always, stay connected to our web channel, WBKO.com, for the latest news, weather, and sports. Good night.